gamers, welcome to another edition of Xbox Beyond the Box. I'm your host, Dragon Dust. Hey gamers, we just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone.
Sweetheart?
Yes, babe.
Not even after Halloween yet.
We're still in October?
Yeah, Tuesday is Halloween.
My confusion, gamers. Apparently I've just been informed Halloween hasn't even happened yet. But apparently last night I was watching Christmas movies with my mom and assumed that we were already in December. My mistake. But gamers, today we want to talk about Microsoft exclusives. So sit back, grab you a warm cup of cocoa, and hopefully we'll get straightened out on whether or not it's Christmas or Halloween. And get ready for today's segment, Microsoft exclusives. So gamers, before we get started, if you would please smash the hell out of that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, it really helps us out. Now gamers, we are going to be talking about Microsoft exclusives. More importantly, about what Microsoft apparently doesn't have in the way of exclusives, because I'm hearing a lot of shit talking out of Sony, I'm hearing a lot of shit talking out of Nintendo, and Nintendo really not known for shit talking, but occasionally some gamers will. Now apparently, way I understand it, Microsoft has no exclusives. And apparently I'm playing the Gears of War franchise on PlayStation, because that's not exclusive to Microsoft. Apparently I'm playing Halo franchise on PlayStation or Nintendo, because that's not an exclusive to Microsoft. What about Fable? Oh yeah, we're probably playing Fable on the PlayStation, because, hell, it's not an exclusive to Microsoft. Oh, what about the most recent one? One of my all-time personal favorites, KOTOR, which came out on the original Xbox, but it's not going to PlayStation, but apparently I'm playing it on the PlayStation because Microsoft has no fucking exclusives. It's kind of bizarre that Microsoft has all these no exclusives, and we're playing them on all these other systems, but I got them all on the Xbox One. Yeah, I know, it is a paradox, people, because apparently in Sony's minds, you know, the Sony PlayStation players, we have no fucking exclusives whatsoever. But, you know, on that same note, Microsoft, you know, exclusive library is kind of limited. I mean, it's very small. I think Forza 7 was the most recent. Oh, Cuphead. Check that. Cuphead was one of the most recent exclusives. And this kind of made me start to question things about Microsoft. And we're going to talk about that in this next segment. You know, why doesn't Microsoft have more exclusives? So, gamers, you know, the question is, why isn't Microsoft producing more exclusives? Well, my wife pointed out something very interesting. She said, basically, Microsoft does not need exclusives to sell their console. And to a point, I think she's right. I mean, hell, we've got games with gold. We got the Xbox Game Pass. Just recently, we got it added to everything else. The original Xbox, going backwards compatible to the Xbox One, looks amazing, plays great, just all around fucking awesome. You know, then we've got on November 7th the release of the Xbox One X, the most powerful console on the planet, if not the galaxy. You know, made by the company that is the most powerful company on the planet, if not the galaxy. But, you know, this is where I kind of got to disagree with my wife. You know, to me, you've got to have exclusives to sell your console. You really do. You've got to have things that set yourself apart from other companies. You know, I know the Gears of War franchise, which is one of my wife's all-time favorites, you know, exclusive to Microsoft, you know, something that they run. We also have 343 Studios, you know, who produces the Halo franchise, you know, exclusive to Microsoft. But that's two, you know, exclusive franchises. Microsoft has a lot of room to grow, and, you know, to me, I don't understand why they're not focusing on some of these exclusive titles. I mean, hell, let's look at some of the areas that are kind of lacking in the way of competition that Microsoft could really capitalize on. Number one, you know, the wrestling games. We have one wrestling game a year, and it's that shitty WWE series from 2K Games. Let's face it, they're never going to get that shit right. Microsoft needs to step up on that. Also, I mean, Microsoft has an opportunity to step up and, you know, produce a Star Wars game. I mean, they've got the people, they've got the money to back up whatever game they decide to build. You know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans out there, and if you do something similar to KOTOR, it's going to sell. I mean, there's no question about that. I mean, hell, we saw people suggesting, you know, finding copies of old KOTOR on Amazon as fast as you could because they wanted to play this game, and it was just top of the line right there. You know, what else do we have? We got flight sims. You know, we get Ace Combat every so often. I mean, come on, Microsoft, you've really got to step up and say, hey, exclusives need to be your thing. Granted, I love the everything, 1080p and all that shit, stuff that I don't understand. I gotta admit, I'm not a techie. I don't understand all that shit. I'm just happy to sit down and play a great video game. If it's got good graphics, great storyline, great gameplay, I'm all for it. And I understand Microsoft wants to push the indie developers, to bring the little guys up and, and make them grow and everything. But you've also got to look, and say, hey, we've got to start producing more exclusives. We've got to set ourselves apart from Sony and Nintendo, because let's face it, Sony and Nintendo are starting to realize that they're going to have to team up to take on Microsoft. So people, this is the way things are going. Microsoft is in it, basically standing alone right now, and it's time for them to really step up, punch the exclusives through. So tell me what you think. Do you think Microsoft needs more exclusives? If so, gamers, tell me what kind of exclusives you want to see come to Microsoft. Hey, leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, if you like the channel, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hey, this has been Xbox Beyond the Box. I've been your host, Dragon Dust. Hey, happy Halloween, Merry Christmas, all that shit. We're out of here, y'all.